Airsoft friends, and welcome to this video today, where today I'm going to give you my recommended setup for an Airsoft beginner. But before we get into all these goodies on the table, I just want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons who support the channel month after month. You guys are all amazing and I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, click the big old subscribe button below the video to make sure you don't miss out on any future content. On to the haul. I think it's the same with most things. When you begin a new hobby or something like that, you want to have your focus on being able to enjoy the sport or thing as much as possible. So you want your kit to enable you to do that as easily as possible. And that is what this whole kit here is all about. It's about making it as easy as possible for you to just pick it up, run into the field, and have a really good time. So let's start off first with all of the carrying stuff. Now, I've tried to make this as universal as possible. So even if you're like an older, bigger person, or if you're just a young guy trying to get into Airsoft, this should work for all of you. So on the carrying side of things, I would recommend a one Tigris belt. Tactical belts like this are great because they offer you a whole load of different options of how you can run your kit. You can adjust the belt strap as well, so if you get larger or smaller while using it, you can still make it fit really comfortably. And they have MOLLE mounting around the complete edge, so you can mount your accessories wherever is most comfortable for you. In future as well, if you want to, you can add extra rigging to it as well, so like a kind of shoulder chest bundle, which will then hold the weight of the belt if you have loads of stuff on it. But you can also run it just the belt on its own, which is what we're going to be focusing on today. But the belt on its own isn't enough. We need some accessories to mount on this. And the first accessory which I like to look at for the belt is this one Tigris admin pouch. Now, an admin pouch is essentially like a small zipped up bag with MOLLE on it, which you can mount to anything which is compatible with MOLLE, which is everything that's MOLLE. I am saying the word MOLLE a lot, oh my god. But this admin pouch here is a nice, decent size. And the big plus about this means that you can put whatever you kind of want in it. Whether that's spare magazines, BBs, your phone, grenades, anything like that, you can fit it inside this pouch. And there's also this little divider thing in here as well, so if you wanted to put a map in there of the site, you can do that too. But if you look inside, you can see there's a whole load of different mounting options. There's some elastic straps in there, there's some velcro, there's some like pockets here and there, so there's literally loads of things that you can do. So if you're running an M4, you can put M4 magazines in there. If you're just running like a lightweight rig, you want to put BBs, you can put those in there. Literally anything you want, you can put this in here. When it comes to mounting with MOLLE as well, if you've not experienced it before, it can seem a little bit like, how am I supposed to do this? But it really is quite simple. You just pop these off here, thread these through the holes, and then you pop those back in, and then you're all good to go. I'm not going to go through MOLLE in this video. I am going to do a future video though, focused on how you can best use MOLLE, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one. So you've got your belt and your admin pouch. What's next that you need? Well, if you're running a sidearm, which I actually wouldn't recommend as a first gun for you to have, then you would need something like this. This is a universal pistol holster. The reason why I'd recommend a universal pistol holster like this is you're probably going to get different pistols while you're playing Airsoft. The hard plastic paddle holsters are really good, but they're only made really to fit one specific pistol. Whereas something like this, you can literally put anything in here from a Desert Eagle to a Mark 23 to a Glock to an AAP. Again, when you're starting Airsoft, I don't recommend getting a pistol, but if you do, I would say get the extended MOLLE pistol pouches as well. Now, these pouches take a magazine in there and they are extended, so you can not only just put the shorter magazines, but you can put longer magazines as well. Now, if you get like an AAP or a Glock, your magazines are only going to probably come into it this far. So the end of it may get a little bit floppy, maybe a little bit soft. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. If you later decide that you want to get extended magazines for your pistol, or let's say you want to run an MP5 or something like that as a primary, you can use these magazine pouches to hold those magazines as well, whereas if you've got the standard smaller magazine pouches, you wouldn't be able to do that. So these are a really good option, similarly to the universal holster, which gives you more options as your gear evolves over time. And it will do, because one of the best things about Airsoft is buying new gear, so yeah, be ready for that. The last thing that I would recommend for your belt setup would be to put on a bottle pouch like this. Now, these pouches, their job solely is to hold a bottle, and you can either look at that as a way for hydration, so you can carry a water bottle out with you and drink while you're out playing, or you can take a big old bottle of BBs and put that in there instead. Now, with this riff setup that I'm going to be showing you, this bottle pouch comes in very handy because it's going to keep you shooting BBs for the entirety of the game day. You can pull the top tight like that so it's nice and close, so this bottle isn't going anywhere, and you've got these long MOLLE straps on the back which you can set up on your rig to make sure that it's nice and secure. Also, quite nicely on this pouch as well, you have more MOLLE on the front here too, so So if you wanted to mount any accessories to this, then you would be able to. Although that's probably not something I'd recommend, especially on the front, because it means it's going to stick out a lot more. But if you wanted to mount some magazine pouches to the sides of it, then, you know, why not? Give it a go. Everybody is different in the field, and everybody's kit needs to be done uniquely in order to fit them. So try things out, see if it works, and if it doesn't, hey, at least you tried it. This bottle pouch actually came in a pack of 2. I don't think you would need 2 of these things. And remember, anything you put on the belt, you're going to have to carry, and big bottles of BBs like this can get quite heavy. So even if it comes in 2, you don't have to put both of them on. Next up, we have a couple essentials. Here we have got the Boller Tracker Eye Pro. These are a plastics eye pro, and they'll keep your eyes nice and safe. And I would couple that with the One Tigris Metal Face Mesh Pro. Now, I've been using these the entire time that I've been playing Airsoft, and they've been fantastic. You literally just put the elastic over your head, and this makes it so your face is completely safe. No teeth are going to be getting shot out on this watch, and that is something which does happen when you're playing Airsoft. You need to protect and look after your teeth and your eyes. Now, you may find that you'll prefer a full face mask, and I'd say if you're 16 plus, then going for something like a dye i4 and i5 could be a really good option for you. If you're younger than that, your head's probably going to be a bit too small to wear it comfortably or at all. So you're going to have to get something a bit cheaper off of Amazon, but anything you do get, please shoot it with your airsoft gun first to make sure it is safe. Airsoft does require a certain ballistic rating on your eye protection to make sure you are fully safe. But the best way to check it is to literally take your airsoft gun, shoot it point blank, and see how it acts. If it dents a little bit, that's perfectly fine. It's safe to wear. But if there's any kind of crack, anything like that at all, throw it in the bin and find something else. Along with the Face and Eye Pro, my huge recommendation is to use bump cap inserts as well. You can get these on Amazon quite cheap. This was, I think, £15 for 2 of them. And all you do is put them inside a cap like this, and what happens is when you get shot in the head, you can feel it, but it doesn't hurt at all. You can hear it as well, because the plastic BB on the sound of a bump cap insert is quite an obvious sound to hear. But if you don't like getting hit in the head, like me, although I don't complain about it if I do, then these bump cap inserts are an absolute godsend and will protect your head from all those pesky headshots. Along with those, there's a couple other essentials that you do need to get, namely speed loaders. They're a big thing to have to make it easier for you to load your magazines, mainly more for like mid caps, sniper rifle magazines, like pistol gas magazines, things like that. If you're just running drum mags, then you don't have to, but you know what? It's always handy to have a speed loader around the place. Then of course you've got BBs. These are my own brand of StayFreshShoe balls, which are available at projectairsoft.co.uk. There's a link in the description for those. You will love my balls, I swear. And of course, gloves. Gloves is something which I don't see common enough in the field. Sure, a lot of people wear them when they play Airsoft, but younger people and new people, they just seem to be quite glove-free. So definitely pick up a pair of gloves. These are Viper Tactical, and they actually have rubber on the fingers and also on the knuckles too, and that's great because getting shot in the finger sucks so much. It is much worse than a headshot. Oh my god. So yeah, having gloves that have rubber on the fingers, they are a lifesaver. I also have a few pairs of these on the website too, so go check them out, projectairsoft.co.uk. And now we have come to the riff, and my recommendation for somebody just starting Airsoft would be the G&G CM16 ARP9, and I would also couple it with a drum magazine too. Now the reason why I would recommend the G&G ARP9 is because it is small, it is lightweight, it's got a full polymer plastic build, so it's nice and easy to maneuver and take around the place. It's got a lot of upgrade potential as well because it has a V2 gearbox, which is one of the most common gearboxes out there. You can put other gears in there, pistons in there, you can swap out the motor if you want to, you could put a gate-tightened MOSFET in there if you wanted to, and I'm fairly certain you could put a max hop unit in there as well. And it's genuinely just a real pleasure to use. Like, out of the box, it's just a really good gun. And when you couple it with a 1500 round drum magazine, you can literally just go out there in the field, not worry about what BBs you've got, if you can take that shot or not. You can full auto to your heart's content as long as the sight allows it. And this is just going to be a tool for you to really enjoy the sport. And it's much easier to wind as well because you can just do it with your finger like this, whereas with the stick mags, you've got to kind of like bring your arm around and do it like that. And it's just kind of a bit rubbish if you ask me. So you've got a lot of options that you can do with this riff. But again, straight out of the box, this fires at 12 rounds per second on a 7.4 volt battery. And that is more than enough for what you're going to need when you're starting to get into Airsoft. That 12 rounds a second rate of fire mixed with a 1500 round drum mag, you're probably going to be not needing any other BBs for the game. Although that always depends on how many times you pull the trigger and how long for. But then that takes me back to the belt setup that I recommended and the bottle holder here, where you could just take out this drum round mag, wear this on your belt with a big old bottle of BBs, and then you can just pour them in as you need to during the game. Now, a nice extra to get when you're starting airsoft, but not necessarily something which is necessary, God, my English skills are fantastic, is a red dot sight. Now, this red dot sight is fairly cheap. It's only £45. It's made by Fiatchi and it's called the RDS36. I've tried a load of different red dot sights in my life, and this so far has been the best price to performance one that I've come across. They're super easy to mount on the rail, and they just give you a much better picture of where your BB is going. I would not recommend trying to use the iron sights at all. I have never got on well when trying to use iron sights on rifs. Instead, I would just recommend removing these from the top rail and just shoot and see where the BB goes, because sooner or later your muscle memory is going to get in of, if you want to shoot that dude that's roughly over there, you're going to know where to shoot or where to point your riff, and your BBs are going to be going into that general direction. And then once you've played airsoft a little bit and you want to spend a little bit of money on your riff, a red dot sight like the Fiatchi RDS36 would be a fantastic option for you. If you want to spend a little bit more money though, then the Novrich V3 red dot sight is my next recommendation. I think it's about the £70 mark from the Novrich website, but it is a fantastic red dot sight and it is my new favorite sight to have. Currently, I've got it mounted on my SSR 90, but it's slightly out of shot. It literally is right there. And it is just the clearest picture, the clearest dot that I've had on any of my red dot sights. Also, the battery is all mounted on the right-hand side of the sight and not on the left. So when you're looking through it as a right-handed shooter, you have no obstructions in your peripheral vision, which gives you a much clearer sight of what's going on around you. Future Shoe here. I'm literally packing everything up, and I forgot to tell you to also get some proper boots. Something like this is absolutely perfect, and get something that has a zip on the side, because it seems like a little thing, but actually having a zip to get them on and off is such a better way than undoing and doing up your laces all the bloody time. So yeah, get some proper boots like this. They're going to protect your feet, they're going to protect your ankles, they're going to stop you from rolling your ankles or breaking your ankles. I've literally seen like 3 people break their ankles playing airsoft from wearing trainers. These are going to keep your feet dry too when you're out there playing in like the wintry months or in a rainy day. So yeah, get some boots like this. And that's it for my recommended starter kit to an airsoft beginner. As you've watched it this far, I expect you've enjoyed this video, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in future videos.